The black sedan rolled to a stop in front of the abandoned Hanok. Baek Jihwan stepped out into the fatting twilight, his tailored suit sharp against the crumbling traditional architecture. 6 men flanked him, weapons concealed but ready. This was supposed to be neutral ground, a negotiation that would expand his territory across 3 districts. Everything was calculated, every risk measured, every outcome predicted. Until a child's scream shattered the silence. "Don't enter that house." A little girl came running across the gravel road, barefoot, her pink dress torn. She couldn't have been more than 6 years old. Tears streamed down her face as she threw herself into Jihwan's path. His lieutenant, Kim Sang-woo, reached for his weapon. "Boss, I'll remove her." Jihwan raised one hand. "Stop." The girl's chest heaved as she looked up at him. "Bad men," she gasped. "Wires, I saw them go inside with black bags. They're waiting for fire." Jihwan studied her face. In 15 years of ruling Seoul's underworld, he'd learned to read deception instantly. This child wasn't lying, but Baek Jihwan trusted no one. He stepped past her toward the house. Behind him, the little girl sobbed. "Please, the bad is so strong in there." Jihwan pushed open the door. Baek Jihwan had controlled the eastern underworld of Seoul for 15 years. He built his empire on 3 principles: strategic brilliance, absolute control, and complete distrust. Trust got people killed. He'd learned that watching his mentor bleed out from his lieutenant's bullet. This morning started like any other. By 8, he was reviewing terms that would triple his territory. The Choi family's holdings handed over for safe passage. The meeting location was an old Choi estate, abandoned, neutral ground. Then she appeared, Yoori, 6 years old, barefoot, terrified, standing between him and a trap he couldn't see. He had 2 choices: trust a child speaking of impossible things or trust 15 years of experience. He chose experience. He chose wrong. The Hanok interior was darker than expected. Traditional wooden beams crossed overhead, shadows deep and angular. The air smelled of dust and something chemical. His men spread out in tactical formation. Too quiet. In Jihwan's world, silence meant violence was coming. They moved toward the reception room. Then Jihwan saw it. A thin wire across the doorway, barely visible, positioned exactly where someone would step. The child's words echoed. Wires, black bags, fire. He froze, examining without touching. Military grade, professional work. Sang-woo's face went tight. "Boss, C4 configuration if we'd walked through." A deep rumbling from beneath cut him off. Someone had been watching. The basement exploded. The floor buckled. 2 men disappeared through splintering wood. Fire bloomed upward. Paper walls caught instantly. Then wall panels slid open. Men emerged with automatic weapons. Mercenaries. Bullets tore through smoke and flame. One of Jihwan's men dropped immediately. Another took cover behind a burning beam. Jihwan moved on instinct, drew his weapon, dropped 2 shooters, but they were outnumbered, outpositioned. This was an execution plan to the last detail. The roof began collapsing. 60 seconds before the building came down. Then he heard her scream. The little girl, still outside, exposed. Something shifted in his chest. He made a choice, not strategic, not calculated. "Sang-woo, cover fire, we're getting the girl." He fought toward her. A bullet caught his shoulder, spinning him. Pain bloomed, but he kept moving. She was crouched behind his sedan, hands over ears. When he reached her, she looked up with impossibly aware eyes. "I told you," she whispered. "The bad was strong." He grabbed her, shielding her as he ran. Behind them, the house collapsed. Sang-woo and 2 others made it out. 4 men lost because he'd been too arrogant to listen. The sedans peeled away. Black vehicles emerged from the tree line. Choi's hunters. The chase through Seoul was brutal. High speed through narrow streets, running red lights. His shoulder bled steadily. The girl sat silent, watching. Approaching an intersection, she suddenly screamed, turn left now." He didn't think, yanked the wheel left. Behind them, a truck slammed into the pursuing car, creating a pileup. Sang-woo stared. "Boss, how did she?" At the tunnel, they're waiting ahead, take the bridge. He swerved onto the expressway. Seconds later, he saw the roadblock, police lights, spike strips. Choi had tried to funnel them into a kill box. She'd seen it coming, not with her eyes, with something else. At the Gangnam safe house, adrenaline faded. Sangwoo bandaged his shoulder, clean exit wound, painful but not fatal. The girl sat across from him, eating rice crackers, impossibly calm. "How did you know?" he asked. "About the house, the ambush." She looked at him. "I feel it, the bad coming, like cold air before dark." "Who taught you?" "Nobody, I always could. Grandma says I'm special." He ran a background check. Go Yoori, 6 years old, lives with grandmother, father deceased. The father's name made his blood freeze. Go Taejin. 3 years ago, Jihwan executed Go Taejin in a warehouse, accused of betraying the organization. The evidence was solid. Taejin swore innocence, begged for his life, said his daughter would grow up without a father. Jihwan put 2 bullets in his chest anyway. Taejin's last words came back crystal clear. "I'm innocent, but you'll never believe that. My daughter. She'll be your salvation or your curse." He stood abruptly. "Sangwoo, watch her." The grandmother's apartment was in an older building. He climbed to the 3rd floor, shoulder throbbing. An elderly woman answered, eyes holding the same awareness as her granddaughter. "I've been expecting you. Come in, Mr. Baek." Inside, photos lined one wall. Go Taejin, his wife, a baby who would become the child in Jihwan's safe house. "Mrs. Go poured tea. You want to know why she saved you?" Her father was innocent. She placed a folder on the table. "The evidence was fabricated by Choi. You killed an innocent man, Mr. Baek." The folder contained proof, payments to witnesses, forged documents, everything he would have needed 3 years ago. "Why show me this?" "Because my granddaughter saved your life. She doesn't know you killed her father. She doesn't understand revenge yet." Mrs. Go's eyes held his. "Will you prove you were worth saving?" When he returned, his phone buzzed. Choi's message: "Return the girl in 12 hours or watch everyone you've known die." They wanted her, her gift, a child who could sense ambushes, the ultimate weapon. Sangwoo read it. "Boss, we need to hide her." "No, we're ending this tonight." He made calls. By midnight, 40 men surrounded Choi's compound, but this time was different. He wasn't fighting for territory. He was fighting to protect someone who couldn't protect herself. Yoori woke as he prepared to leave. "You're going to fight the bad men." "Yes." "Will you hurt them?" A test when he wanted to pass. "Only if I have to." She nodded. "I'll help you. You stay in the armored vehicle, but you guide us." The assault began at 2 a.m. They approached from 3 directions, using her gift to avoid patrols. She sat in an SUV, connected by radio. 3 men behind the east wall. One is up high. His men moved like shadows. They breached through the service entrance where she said the bad was quietest. "Bad feeling from the basement. Very strong. Don't go there." They avoided it. Later, they'd find enough explosives to level the building. They found Choi on the 3rd floor. The firefight was brief. Jihwan pressed his gun to Choi's forehead. The man who'd tried to kill him, who'd killed 4 of his men, who'd framed an innocent man. In his world, there was only one response. Then Yoori's voice through the earpiece. "The bad is going away from him now. He's just scared." His finger on the trigger. 15 years of habit screamed to pull it. "You're finished, Choi. Your organization, your territories, all of it. But you live. Leave Seoul. And tell everyone things are changing." He lowered the gun. As he walked out with no additional blood on his hands, he felt something he hadn't felt in 15 years. He felt human. 1 month later, Yoori moved into his estate. Her grandmother's health was failing. The child who'd saved his life became his responsibility. Changes rippled through his organization. He dismantled trafficking operations, shut down loan sharking. Some men left. Others stayed, sensing the shift. Sangwoo found him watching Yoori draw in the garden. "The men say you've changed." I have. Because of the girl. He thought about Gotejan, about 15 years of trusting no one, protecting nothing but survival, about how empty that made him. I was dead, didn't know it, she made me alive. Yoori ran up with a drawing, 2 figures, a tall man in a black suit standing next to a small girl in pink, their hands connected. At the top, my family. Something cracked in his chest. For 15 years, he'd built walls, convinced trust was fatal, caring made you vulnerable. Looking at that drawing, he realized he'd been wrong about everything. He knelt down, taking it. Thank you, I'll keep this forever. She smiled and ran back to the garden. So what happens now, boss? He watched her play, this child who'd warned him about dangers she couldn't see, who'd sensed something worth saving in a man who'd killed her father. Now we build something worth protecting, not territory, not power, something real. The sun set over Seoul. Yoori hummed a song her grandmother taught her, and for the first time in 15 years, Baek Jihwan believed redemption wasn't just a word. It was a 6-year-old girl with bare feet and knowing eyes, who'd seen the bad coming and chosen to warn him anyway. Some warnings save lives, some save souls.